We're going to cry, laugh, and love. And we're going to do it together. The Life with Lebang podcast.
You guys on interview before?
Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of Life with Lebang. Many chuckles already happening in the studio. A lot of laughs, naturally, because that's the vibe around here. And it's that time of year, everybody's in good spirits. People are just winning. I feel like as a country, as South Africa, we're just doing so much winning. And it's just so contagious. So this is a message to all the haters out there. Hide, my babies. Hide. You're on your own. You're hating by yourself. There's just like no point because we're just doing so much. But if you're not a hater and you're actually clapping for South Africa, then thank you. Yes, we are the champions and we're just going to bask in the story because the truth is we need it. Like we need this win. We need this energy. We need this these good spirits because it's been a very tricky time generally to be in South Africa. Like things have been tough. But as we're leading towards the end of the year, the vibes are good, the energy's up, and I'm in a great mood. And I hope that after listening to the show, you'll also be in a great mood. So as you know, every single week here on Life with Lebang, we introduce you to, I want to say I'm an A-lister. Technically, we make sure that you are going to be entertained, educated, but also you're going to learn something new, which is, I think, the most important thing as well. And today is no different. Please assist me in introducing Lindo Sithole, aka Lindo. And he's a South African multi-talented vocalist, writer, influencer. He's just a very versatile creative. I don't think there's anything that Lindo can't do, right? He'll probably be like, oh no, there's things I can't do. But I feel like if you hand something over to him, he'll at least try and definitely knock it out the park. Although he hails all the way from KZN, Kwavala. And yeah, like I said, he's just so multi-talented. He's also a father, which is one of my favorite things, In fact, I did say to my producer, Teppo, I was like, Teppo, I like the idea of having Lindo on the show. I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan. But if we can get Valdo up in here as well. And Lindo being, father of the year was like, no, my son's got school. So no, it's not going to happen. I mean, it's a whole Wednesday. So I get it. It's all good. But beyond that, it's just really excited to have him here because he is still working. He's still operating. I met him a couple of years ago in the dance scene. It was such a long time ago. And to see him years later just doing his thing is very exciting. So, Lindo, welcome to Life with Lebang. Welcome to Cliff Central. How are you feeling? Thank you for being here. What's the vibes? What's the energy?
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah,
for sure.
And bone crush gaming ngisaseyintwana.
Hayibo. During the people, nobody was crushing on anyone.
Besase high school.
It was professional.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, dude, thank you for coming. So I think the first thing that we just want to get into is obviously, your career has evolved so much over the years. There was the dance element that's obviously it's your vibe, and then there's this music element that you're doing so well at. And like I said, it's just having that multi-talented side of things. But I want to talk a bit about coming to Joburg as a young, talented person, because a lot of people, they want to come to Joburg and they want to be stars and they want to do this and they want to do that. But when they get here, it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's this is actually what it's like. It's not...
It's real.
It's real. So how was that experience for you coming to Joburg? When did you come through to Joburg? And how has that journey been for you?
I came in Joburg, it was 2001. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was 2001. I was raised by my grand escort Kwavala, Ukoko Roslina.
Shout out.
Ngihlale naye for 10 years until she's passed on. So they had to move me in Newcastle and then Durban. Then I came to Joburg. But the reason I came to Joburg was to pursue my soccer career.
Sure.
Because I was very good in football.
I could tell by the potries.
Yeah?
I saw this potries, this one is soccer.
Yeah, and then I played for Super Sports. I think it was under 13. Under 13, I played for Silver Stars. I played for Verts. Yeah, so abantu abangaziyo from Dala bebenalento ukuthi no, Lindo is going to be a professional footballer. Definitely. Even my coaches like, when I invest kuwe wena. Then ke mina I saw a friend of mine dancing for Uzola. Remember Castle Loud?
Yes.
Yeah, my friend of mine was dancing for Uzola. I'm like, this dude is on TV. Like, how come? Then the next morning, 7:00, I went to his house. I'm like, bruh, was it you, Vele? Like, Vele, like, dance Uzolo. Like, yo, let's perform Uzolo. Acting
like
all
casually,
cool.
yeah.
I'm like, and then I got so inspired. And then I just fell in love with dance. Then I asked him, so Jaiva Whoop? He said, no, there's a dance school called African Child,
Yeah.
Ayuvel Recreation Center.
Yeah.
So I went there as well. And bear in mind, like, I couldn't even, like, I had 2 left feet.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do a thing. So I was one of those kids, more jiver. Like, they would laugh at me. This solo thing, I don't like this solo thing. At least my knee group, you know?
At least you don't have to jump isa.
Yeah. Then, after like a couple of months, then ngaqala ngangena kwi-rhythm ke manje.
Sure.
In 6 months, bese top 10. Because we were like 80. Then in like 8 months, bese top 5. In 1 year, I was one of the best in that dancing school. I was one of the best in that dancing school in a way that I don't remember myself attending an audition cast.
Wow.
Even if to a audition, funeka abantu abayi 5 and audition so 8, I'll be one of those 5 people.
You're definitely in there. But you see, Lindo, that's why, I want to talk about really what something like that takes. Because essentially that isn't just a talent.
Yes.
That's not just something like, well, I woke up like this, I have this ability to dance. That is a dedication thing. Yeah. That's a commitment thing. And that's a hard work thing. If you, in a space of a year, went from 2 left feet to being the number 1 dancer who gets cast for everything, then that speaks to your dedication. So where, in your growth and growing up at home, no gogo, what are some of the things that you learned growing up that essentially led you to become the kind of person that was that dedicated and that was that committed to making sure that you're the best?
I think Makrizo wami bengifundisa irresponsibility at an early age. Umethi athi vuka before iwash ikhala, if iwash ikhala ngo-6, make sure ukuthi uyavuka wena before ikhala, lithi ikhala wena so uyazi ukuthi vele so ready already. Yabona mangibuye esikoleni athi make sure before uhambe uyodlala wenza lama responsibilities then uhambe uyodlala. So yonke into it was time frame. Yabona. So ngathi mase ngiqala ukujoin dancing school because bengifunda Chris J Botha in Bosmont. So bengifika ePark Station at 2:30. And I would walk to from Park Station to Yeovil for like 20 minutes. Then in change fast in dancing school. I was so obsessed. So I made sure with every day 3:00 I'm there. Every day. I was so obsessed in a way that even in Lele, bengicabanga like create some dance moves. Or ngicabanga style esingekho. I always wanted to create something engekho then ngibabonise on rehearsal. So I think it was passion more than anything.
Yeah, I love that, dude. And the beautiful thing about passion is that that's the thing that wakes us up every day.
Yeah.
The fact that you're going to sleep thinking about what are the dance moves I can come up with? What am I going to do tomorrow in class? And then when you wake up, you're like, yes, now I can practice those things. Doing something that you love is so important. And I think at such a young age, the fact that you were able to, switch over from soccer to dance, because of course you must have loved soccer at some point.
I loved it big time.
And now you were able to take that same love and passion and apply it to something else. And now you've taken that same love and passion and you've applied it to making music. I mean, that's the dream, right? To be able to consistently just keep doing what you love. So when you go back home or you think about, some of your friends that you grew up with, and especially like your coaches who are showing this guy's going to be a soccer star. And now you're like, definitely not. You're like an everything else star. What's it like going back home to your community, to your friends and your family and the people that you grew up around, and now they're seeing who you are and who you've become? What does that feel like for you?
I think the beauty of it, even when I started dancing, bebengibona TV. So already it was like, hey, this guy,
he made it.
Java, and now he's dancing for the like of Abozola, Abomafiki Josie. Then Nini, I started attending contemporary classes because I wanted to be a professional dancer.
Sure.
I was advised that if you want to be a professional dancer, you need to be able to do contemporary, tap, jazz, hip hop, must be versatile. So that ungawusweli umsebenzi,
Exactly.
And I took that advice and Mangikeda nje mangiqala attend those classes, after a couple of months I started doing musical theater. Did your Peter Pan, your Snow White, African Footprint, Cats, all these big musical theater shows that I never thought ukuthi nami I would reach dance.
Sure.
Yabona. So bebengibona beza ukuthi no, Lindo went overseas. He's in Germany for years. He's in France for 2 years. In Netherlands, you name them. So already bona like this guy decided to switch from being a soccer player to be a professional dancer.
Yeah.
And siyambona ukuthi uyaphi. And then uma sengena ku music ke I think that maybe I understand ukuthi ayile kahle kwazi ufunda yonke into.
Sure. They're multi-talented. Yeah, but that must be like super inspiring as well. In the same way that you saw one of your friends dancing for Uzol, and that's the thing that triggered it inside of you to say, Nami, let me go. Can you imagine how many kids back home in KZN are watching you on TV and they're like, I want to do that when I grow up. What does that mean to you? Does that in any way almost fuel your fire to continue when you think about how many children back home can get inspired by the work that you do?
Like it's overwhelming as because the question ungibuza yona 3 weeks back bengisekhaya Escort, and labafana abancane ke bangikhonzile like ngilo malumo okhulu mina mangifika ngithenga ama packets ama chips nama sweet nama biscuit ngizobapha istrat sonke ngihlangana naye nje ngimnika ama chips yabo. So the other day we were washing motor, I'm asking them, so when you grow up what do you want to be? And I want to be a police and a soccer player. Then this one kid his name is Mhlo, he said mina ngifuna ukujiva ngicule act ngenze zonke izinto njengawe, you know. And like it hit me because of mangibabona bedlala ne, like there's something special about him, you know. He's good in everything. When they're playing soccer he excel, backflip he excel, mangithi shine indlamu or gumboot, like mangimbheka ngibona like the little me ngiyasho this boy has got something. I even told his dad, I'm like, yo bro, like you've got gold here.
Invest.
You've got gold there. So whatever that he tells you Gucci he wants to do, as much as you obviously advise him Gucci, but don't forget to go to school and stuff. But you must support him. If you want to play soccer, support him. If you want to do music, you must support him because he's super talented. Minela me talented, no one scouted me, but I knew that there are things that I'm very good at because growing up I was very good in like nini playing marbles, spin top, all those things. I was always number one, bro. So at some point I've always knew in terms of pilangayo it's going to be talent. I don't belong at the office.
Sure. I mean, thank God that you were able to identify that.
True.
It's not easy to not get support as a child. You know what I mean? Like it's always good to have that support structure and to have your parents around you to tell you, you can do this, my child, and just to have the right kind of people telling you that. So you were able to do that within your own ability and your own power. How did you pull that off? Like, because when I think about it, I'm just like, yo, damn, like that's one hell of a thing to be able to do, is to get out of whatever the world is telling you and not depend and rely on other people's opinions of you, to be able to believe in yourself that much. How did you do that, dog?
If I can tell you something, like my mom believed that I was going to be a professional footballer, like so much. And she was so disappointed when she finds out that Lindo is now Umachaivan.
A dancer,
you know, and I was hiding it from her for quite some time.
Sure.
So among Funugia with dance class, I would wear like my shorts and
your soccer
my
kit.
Soccer kits and my soccer boots, you know, as if I'm going there and minang lap. Epegin gune all-star gune dickies. You know, and I was doing that for like 2 months or so. The only reason behleze saw it's because of weekends. My coach would come at home like, Lindo Rosanga, the training, you know. It's him saying London man, teaming London. And then that was when she picked up. Then Mom Jerry coach would say, this one hasn't been attending soccer practice, and it's been
something is going
on. She didn't like that idea. Like I won't lie to being trap strong. I being trap for them to think. But can you imagine ngiyahamba ngiyojiva, it's a Thursday, and Thursday ngithi ababiza ama-ladies night, and masiyojiva lapha emaclubini ngama-ladies night, we get that you 200 rand or 150, you know. So now I'm getting hooked to kule nto ukuthi after performing, I'm earning something. And I understand the situation at home. I can't get whatever amount of money if now I can't even, maybe I'm asking for a pair of Nike. It's right, baba yiko bamba Nike ayo star, you know. So mind, I'm already earning, and my mom doesn't like that idea, you know, like being shy or strong, in a way that at some point she kicked me out. So like, okay, you think you're a man now? Then if you're a man, then you must leave. Then I refused for a couple of times. Then there was this day, it was on a Thursday, I remember very well, because the next day I had a show to go perform Nomsawao. Then she kicked me out. Then I took my clothes, like I left. I was doing grade 10.
Jesus.
Yeah, I left. Next day we went to a show in, you know, I think namanje Lindough Sasekhona, where there's like those buildings, you know, where you can just get in and sleep. So bingilala lapho, you know. And it's the first time sharing this story because I didn't want people maybe not anything I was on sympathizing as good. Shame, Lindo went through this and that, you know, because of maybe bape manje. But I went through Lontole, like being a street kid. I know that lifestyle of being a street kid, you know, and I stayed for like 6 months because the timing hamba, she stopped paying for my fees.
And you're in grade 10.
I'm in grade 10. Jesus. Yeah, she stopped paying for my fees. Ngashala for like 5 months. Yeah, 5 months in eskoleni and phili life as a stratini. But I didn't wanna accept okay, now I'm a street kid because still being sase clean, ngihamba ngigeze like recreation, ngigqoke izinto zami eziclean, ask a friend ukuthi ngisacela ungiwashela mfethu. Uyabona? There's a friend of mine called Tony. Benginomcela ngithi hey dog angiphosela impuphu mfethu, like I'm a balcony angiphosela impuphu eplastikini.
Shout out to Tony.
You know, angiphosela impuphu eplastikini ngilala khona. And then I had a friend omunye be drive ama meter taxi, yabo. So silale emotweni yakhe, yabona. But at 3 o'clock I would make sure that I go to dance school. Like even abantu bengifunda nabo, bengidansa nabo, they don't know that I didn't have a place to stay. You know, at some point I was staying at a friend's house, you know that life, you know. Yeah. But I've always had passion with like like it would get somewhere one day, you know. Yeah. And I remember the last words my mom said to me, Manghamba, like, so by street kid, you know, those words are ring a can. And bear in mind, I never drank, I never smoked. You know why? It's because I wanted to prove her wrong that I can hold it down, you know. Then I got a gig that paid me 4,000. I went back to school.
Wow.
Because bebemtshela ukuthi I know umntana akho street kid uvuke ekseni ahlale epakini, which was true. Bengivuke ekseni ngihlale epakini. Abantwana abadlulayo they were ngiphi 50 cent, ngiphi 1 rand, you know. Sengiphila leyo lifestyle, but there was just that one thing that kept me going ukuthi I want to prove her wrong. Uyabona ukuthi ngiyenze lezi zinto lezi, as much as estradini, especially in Yovo, khona yonke into like that, drug dealers, nabotsotsi, khona yonke into wrong. And ngene eklabhini ngimncane ngene eklabhini, but I was able ukuphuma lapho. I remember mangiphasa matric, so I stayed for like a year, 6 months ngamboni mama. You know,
sure.
Yeah, bengisaba ngisho nokumbona because angazi nokuthi mangimbona ngizothini, you understand. And I understand her frustration ukuthi naye she wanted, maybe I would say, something better at that time because she didn't know ukuthi idance ingangilida to wuphi. Yabona, it was only few kids. I got given nomntana kade simazi ukuthi uqale ukujiva and then waphumelela, you know. And the dress code is all style dickies, sport is I'm changing the walk. So I don't blame her. Instead, I'm grateful that I went through that. You know, I'm grateful that I went through that. And I remember mangiphasa matric, angizange ngifune ngisho ukuvuka ngithi ngiyocheck ephepheni, but I've always knew that
you knew
ngizopass,
for sure,
you know, because the time ngisajevela uzola after party, after performing, there will be an after party. I wouldn't attend. I'll say, no, I'm brother. I mean, I'm good. I want to study. You know, I want to study. And even when I was studying, bengazi ukuthi after passing matric, I'm not good. I want to further my studies. No. I want to continue nge-dance because now sengiyazi ukuthi nge-dance ungaphila ngayo. You know, like uyakhona ukuhola nge-pay slip njengomuntu osebenza 9 to 5 nge-dance. You can pay your bills, can buy a car and stuff. And then matric ngaphasa and then ngahamba ngamithi oledi saringa ne-oledi.
So eventually did you and your mom make peace? Did you?
We made peace when I was in matric. But nakona, it was a matter of as much as we're making peace, but I mean, I don't want to come back at home and like I want to continue because already besing nane room lami lingane.
Sure.
You know, besing ne room lami lingane, I'm paying rent at 350. I have a bed.
Independent. Once you get a taste of freedom, you don't want to go back home. Go back to rules and this and that. Once you can see for yourself, this is the life I can live. Ngamandla wami with my own strength. You're not going to want to go back home.
And it's funny because she used to see me on TV and bamchela like her friends. You mtana ko did an advert. Yani, you know, someone mtana is doing so great. I know very deep down being shy, but Nama was even scared to go because nyamaz with ole lam la trap, you know. Yeah, and then when I was doing matric, I think that's when she realized, okay, there's direction because I started touring, going overseas, doing musical theater. I remember the first time I invited her to watch me perform live.
Wow.
I was performing at Joburg Theater, doing a show called Soweto Story.
Yeah.
So we wrote behleli nabo Vuskunene, your Connie Ferguson, your Spusiso Lomo.
The VIPs.
Yeah, the VIPs. Like, we cast a generation, Movang, or sitting, or 70 land, because it was an opening night, you know. Then, when I was performing on stage, like, I had a solo there, like, Google show. And, so she was in tears.
Oh, my God.
She was in tears, and I got a standing ovation after solo. Everyone just stood up. They're like, who's this boy, you know? And she's sitting here next to Ubab Capella, you know, and I think that was the day she realized, okay, this is what this boy was chasing.
Sure.
You know, but the atmosphere is kulelego. It wasn't easy for any parents to understand that.
Exactly.
You know, it's a lesson for me, manje, with my kid. Like, if he's got a vision, let me support him.
100%.
Let me support him.
I've got goosebumps, dog. Like, I'm just listening to you and I'm like, like, there's such a level of maturity that I'm sensing from you in that testimony of your life and that difficult part of your life, because you can sit here and blame your mom and say, if, she had actually supported me, I'd be so much further. Yeah. Or if she hadn't kicked me out of the house, if she hadn't stopped paying my school fees, you can list all of the things that she could have done differently. But you're sitting here today saying, my mom kicked me out of the house in grade 10. She stopped paying my school fees, but I continued and I proceeded to believe in myself so much so that I'm here today. I've finished matric. I've performed all over the world. That is a beautiful 360. And the most beautiful thing is that in all of this, your mother herself has also seen you perform live and then eventually understood the role that she played in that part, in her rejection of your dream. Sometimes we blame our parents, guys, for too many things.
Yes.
Too many things. And we don't think about what were our parents experiencing at that time.
Yes.
How did our parents grow up? What environment did our parents grow up in that influenced them to be such hard and difficult parents towards us? And I say that to say this. Now you're a father.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to use that as a lesson.
Correction. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And to not copy and paste it onto young Valdo. You now know what not to do.
Yes.
And I'm just so glad, dude, that you have that level of maturity to view that part of your life as an important lesson that was almost like a trampoline that bounced you up into the place that you are now and the places that you are still going to go to. And I wish more young people could hear your story and that particular part of your story that you've just shared for the first time.
And it's my first time sharing it.
Because it's that part of the story that will also make them realize that, okay, you know what? Maybe this isn't all bad. Maybe there is still hope. Yes, my parents kicked me out, but maybe I can still do it. Because as umuntu, it's just very easy to fall into that blame.
It's very easy, true.
Just to say, well, if they didn't do this, you don't take responsibility for anything. You just sit there and for the rest of your life, that's who you are. So I encourage you, the more interviews you do, the more people you connect with, please share your story. Don't only tell us the nice parts. Where it's like, I was dancing in the Netherlands with the black eyed peas. That part is great. We can find that information on Google. What we're not going to find is your struggles in Yeovil, living as a street child. Like that is real life relatable stuff that more and more kids need to hear. Speaking of Valdo, so some people will know you from the dance world, from soccer, from your travels, but a lot of people on social media, I would almost say you shot to influential stardom online, because here you are, you know, you look like a single dad at the time. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but here you are showing us your life with your beautiful boy. Every day there was a new video. We all knew what was going on. Like, we're just sitting on our phones waiting. What's Valdo and Lindo up to? You know, just wondering, because you know, we were that involved in your life. So firstly, how was fatherhood for you? Especially growing up in the way that you did. How was it becoming a dad? When did you decide that, you know what, I want to be the best dad that I can be? When did you decide that, you know what, a good idea is to put this child on social media and make him a celebrity? Because I'll be honest, between you and him, I don't know who's more famous. I'm not sure.
No, it's him. It's him.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So tell me all about your fatherhood journey.
It's crazy because, you know, I met my dad when I was 14 years old. I didn't know who was my dad. Like, there was the other guy who I thought was my dad, and there was the other guy who I thought, but I didn't know who really is my dad, you know. Then I met my dad when I was 14 years old, and nakhona besukile into ukuthi I can speak for myself. Like, I mean, I'm from babam.
Sure,
you know, once you get to that stage, kunezinto that you can stand your ground. Yes. I know, Then I met him. I spent like a month with him, you know. But me spending a month with him, when I think about him, I feel like I spent years with him.
Sure. Igazi, dog. Igazi.
You know why? It's because of, I remember when I told him that when I first met him, I was playing soccer, you know, and the next morning, Samba like Ibola, you know, he went to go watch me play, you know, and he was so excited. Then I went back home. After 3 weeks, I came back. I'm like, I'm not dead. The next morning, we went to go buy me an All-Star.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Support immediately.
Yeah, and as much as he was a soccer fanatic, but he didn't judge me, you know. Instead, he supported me. And after a couple of weeks, he saw me on TV, you know. I think that was a highlight for him. Like, yo,
sure.
I witnessed my son performing on TV, you know. Even his friends would tell, hey, Vivaldo. By the way, Vivaldo was my dad's name. Then I gave it to my son, Vivaldo. Beautiful. Yeah, you know. Like, hey, Vivaldo, siyambona umntanakho la. Uyajiva lapha. Yeah, mtanam, you know. You can tell ukuthi he was so proud, you know. Then ngabuyela ekhaya, and then uma sengibuyela after la sengihlala khona estradini sengithi hayi ngiyohlala netime lami. The sad part ngathi ngifika only to find out that he passed away.
Oh no.
And I think it was around September, and beshone like 2 months back, you know.
Oh, sorry.
And I found out talento leyo lapho, and I remember like he was a very neat guy. Like, he was very neat. Like, even if you say winter maruchan back, it was always green.
Sure.
Yabo. So mang figure that day, like uchan like abuko the way, like the garden's not. I'm like, what's happening here?
Off.
Yeah, mang figure vele, okay, bang I know. Like, he passed away. Yabo. Then I think Lonto Leo, it hit me so hard in a way that the day I become a dad, I want to be there for my kids.
Sure.
You know, like no matter what we go through like in life, but I want to be there for my kid.
Sure.
You know, I've been there for my kid since the day he was born. Like, and it was a promise. You know, he was born in Cape Town, and the day azalwa, ngasuka on the 3rd of November, ngahlala the 4th and the 5th and the 6th until azazalwa, because bengifuna ukuthi like ngimfile like the first day, ngimthashe the first day, yabona. So kahle kahle into engiyenzayo, it's with my son, it's something that I wish that I experienced with my dad, yabona. But I don't blame my parents. Like uyazi ukuthi kunezinto ezenzekayo lafini ukuthi nini khona omunye goes the separate way. You know, I understand that, but ngenza into that I wished I experienced with my dad. Right now with my son.
Geez, that is beautiful. Does Valdo know how lucky he is in jail? Like, is he aware?
I think he knows. That's when he tells me that, Daddy, I love you. Like maybe 50 times a day. Like, today you didn't kiss me. You didn't tell me that you love me. I did. You know? Yeah.
That's so precious. And that makes such a big difference in a child's life. It makes the biggest difference. And again, I'm just feeling so inspired by your ability to take situations and turn them into positive things. You know, like a lot of people, when they lose a parent, you know, that's the end of their lives. They don't know how to go on. But here you are saying, you know, you had your dad for only a short time, but you're using that as, you know, testimony for how you want to raise Uvaldo. And again, I'm just in absolute awe and I'm in shock of how mature you are and how you've applied these hard situations and just turn them into something good, turn them into something positive. Because if you live in that space for too long, your mind just gets shrouded by it, and you can't let Satan in.
Yeah, no, like I think angazi ngazathi ngiyifundele esikoleni lento, but I've got so much faith and positivity in my mindset. Like ngifika idili, then idili yakhona, but no, we're giving it to this influencer, you know. In my mind, I'll be like, I deserve better, not that one. It's okay, you know. And ifike, then masifika ngaleso sikhathi ngisho ukuthi this, if ngayithatha la deal benge ngiyithathe le, benge ngiyithole le.
Exactly.
Yabo, because mangibheka like the period, like the time frame ukuthi ngabe ngisase locked ngale contract le, and le it's a long term contract. You know, for instance, can I mention brands?
I mean, it's your opportunity. Go for it.
So there was never ngishamagama, but there was a cell phone brand that wanted me, you know? And it was a short term contract, like a 8 months contract. Then ngangayithatha le contract le, but not ukuthi angithathanga, they gave it to someone else. Yabona, because of my account got hacked ngaleso sikhathi. Then I was like, maybe there's something better in Zoitol. And then I got a Huawei, you know. So I work with Huawei. I've been working with Huawei for like 3 years now.
Hectic.
Yeah, well, so I lost a year contract
to get a 3 years. Look at God.
Yeah,
look
so
at God.
I always look at things like that. Yeah, man.
No, that's good. I also feel like Uvaldo's probably learning a lot from you as far as like strategy and timing and things like that. So I want to speak a little bit about, you know, not exposure, but having your life on social media, and his life especially, because, you know, I think the first time I saw him, he was probably like 3-4 years old. He was very, very young, you know. That's the first time that he was exposed, well, the world was exposed to him. And since then, like, it's just, we were watching him grow right underneath our eyes. So what kind of effects do you think that has had on him? You know, for example, like, obviously his personality allows for it. You know, he's outgoing, he's chilled, he's cute, he's funny, he's got it. But like, what do you think are some of the effects that social media and the exposure to social media from such an early age have had on him as a child? And what have you done as a father to try to protect him? Because there's obviously a lot of benefits, but there's also things that, as you know, Umzali, you have to put into play. Yeah.
First of all, the way it wasn't my strategy. I'm gonna post my son. No, it wasn't like that. I've people that have been following me before. I think it's our blow up on social media. Bayaz the I'll post videos
Sure.
and pictures. I was basically creating an album for us so that I can just go back and like, yo, bega let's say khule kanjani, you know, manje akusafani ukuthi you have to get that an album,
A
but
physical one,
yeah,
yeah.
but like your social media can be your album.
Sure.
So I'm just posting random stuff because even the first video that blew up on social media, we were just dancing, you know, teaching him how to do Ivosho, and that video went viral. Yabon. So I didn't plan it. The only thing that inspired me to continue posting more videos was the positive impact from men's, especially like via DMs. Yo, bro, like it's amazing. Like you can play with your kid like this. Yo, it just inspired me. Yo, I haven't seen my kids in such a long time. Can't wait to go back home and spend time with them, you know, and play with them. You know, I think that's one of the things I'm motivated to keep posting because I'm okay, like lento le abantu abanye abakhuthaza to even do better because
100%.
we've got this thing as a dad, your kids must be scared of you.
Sure.
You know, like why are you running away? But it's because of the way your dad akhulise ngakhona ukuthi mangiqhamuka and it's not supposed to be like that. You must be excited. Yo, there's my dad. You know, it mustn't be the other way around. Which when you see your mom, you're excited, but when you see your dad, you run away. It's like babako or something. You know. So I was basically being told I'm comment yo dog, from now on, when I have a kid, I wanna spend quality time with my kids and play with them like this. Sure. Because that thing it makes your kid to be able to share each and everything that happens at school. How was your day today? Khona umuntu okubhulishile asukuthi no uSamantha usale wangipusha, you know, like no, excuse my boy, next time kwenzeka into kanjalo you must tell your teacher. But the minute your kid is afraid of you, then there are a lot of things that your kid will experience outside there and not be able to share now.
Exactly.
Because of umbona's valele rumin, ganti umntana is being bullied every day at school and end up not even going to school, but you don't know.
You don't know the reasons.
You don't know the reasons because of like he must be afraid of you because you are a father and it's not supposed to be like that. We must be friends with our kids.
Sure.
So that's what inspired all those videos being shared in my poster. And I always made sure with as much as he's popular now, but childhood you know, I don't take it away from him in a way that kunga figure like we want Valdo for 5 days. We're gonna give him this. He's gonna get paid this amount of money. Like 5 days, he's gonna be at school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I tried to get him on the show, and you said no.
You know, like I've declined stills. Like I've declined stills. And I don't even take him to auditions because I don't want him. I feel like that manje useyasebenza. The only brands that I work with, it's brands that make sense to him, like your Cartoon Networks, your Danone,
your child-facing things.
Yes, do you understand? Funa kube izinto ezikanjalo. Nothi ngimthindisa ama audition manje. If it's a series bamfuna ngiyabatshela ukuthi hayi for shoot ama lines nje awu 5 nyana. Then it's done. Or after shooting, he must go play and have time nabanye abantwana play soccer ngaleso sikhathi leso. So I make sure ukuthi childhood yakhe angithathi.
That's good.
So and now he's playing soccer now. So every day from 4 to 5, he attends soccer training.
Amazing.
And he knows, hey, it's 4:45. Hey, let me start preparing 8:30 asambe. You know. So I still make sure ukuthi childhood yakhe like
intact.
Uyakwazi ukuxoxa ngayo after some time. Uthi mina itama lami mina bengafana itama lami nenini sidlala PlayStation, itama lami lingithengele electric scooter, you know. Like my journey as a child mustn't be the same. It must be totally different.
Exactly.
Yabona.
Exactly. 100%. I love that. I agree with that so much. There's so many things that you said that I just want to touch on and I want to go, but I can't go through everything.
Sure.
What I can talk about though is the fact that you and Valdo actually have a song together. You guys actually make music together. Like, he's a part-time social media influencer, part-time child, part-time going to school, part-time musician. So I know you've got Ntwana Ntwana, which was which dropped in 2019. And there's obviously been some more after that. You guys making music together, was that intentional? Was that part of the strategy? Did that just happen?
No.
Or like, what was the thinking behind that?
It wasn't a strategy. Basically, so what happened was, I had a studio session. So ngahamba naye, some baba nge studio ngo record. Then I recorded a song. Then after recording a song, he took headphones, and acting as if now yacula, and it was so funny in studio.
Yeah.
Then I just I asked him, yafuna now record? At yeah. That's okay. Say Ntwana. Then we recorded that part.
Yeah.
Then we played it. Hey, he got so excited.
Yeah.
Then we played the beat. Then I was cueing him. Okay, let's do this. But we were just doing it for fun.
Sure.
Not to the idea was to do a song. And it was just amazing to witness the fact that he's got a rhythm. Because when you have headphones, you're the only one that can hear the beat.
Sure.
So being it 1, 2, 3, he goes, Ntwana.
Yeah.
Nigga, he used to Sonia should this kid
there's some talent,
that's okay, let's do it again. Okay, manje, let's switch up. Okay, now say let's chizana. Then he was just going with the flow. It didn't took 30 minutes to record that whole song for him, and it was his first time recording a song. Then Masaslele mixing the song, we're like, this is actually a jam. Man, let me just release it. Because I didn't even submit it for radio. Because that's the reason why it's only have that song. It was just genuine. Then people start saying, we want him for a booking, can he come perform? Like, no.
Imagine a child coming to perform.
No, you are just doing that just for fun, But I think that I've learned, you don't just take anything because of money.
Oh, 100%.
Because Lonto Leo, it will lose you. You'll end up losing millions deals for ukuthi wena ugijimelele imali encane esheshayo. In what if along the way maybe say nami ngibe lo mzalo ukuthi vele I'm desperate for imali in sambe lama gigs, umuntu ashuthi sebusuku, we performing ebusuku. Maybe we are supposed to be on stage at 6 and we on stage it's 7:30 manje. Labantu babhadalile maybe 50K. Then social media abantu bayashuta. This guy needs to super dead to perform umntana ebusuku.
Exactly.
Then by post lonto leyo goes viral.
Exactly.
Then it's like cancel babakavaldo.
Hey, and these days that can happen.
Yeah, that can happen
very easily.
So amanye decisions mengwathatha, I make sure I go deep on with it's fine. I am imali, it's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna make money. I'm still gonna make money. But I was just doing it for fun.
Wow.
And he loved it.
Yeah.
And manje because on my set, and perform it.
I'm fucking coach. I'll put him in, coach. That's so beautiful, man. It really sounds like you guys are creating memories together as father and son. And we, as the audience, are just lucky to be able to witness
that, sure.
everything that you guys are doing together. It's beautiful to see how many people you're inspiring by just being yourself and living your life. When you say to me that the thing that encouraged you to keep posting videos of you and your son was that other fathers would send you DMs and say, hey, dude, now I actually should spend time with my kids. Now I actually am inspired. It speaks to the big gap and, the actual very sad part of society, which is that more than 70% of African households are growing up without a father.
Without a dad.
That is a crazy number. So all it takes is just one father to decide, you know what, I'm going to love my kid. I'm going to love my kid loudly, proudly for the world to participate in. And, that in itself is it's a very vulnerable thing to do because you're putting yourself out there. And as soon as you do that, you're giving people an opportunity to have an
Access.
opinion on your life. They can say, "Oh, not these guys again. Somebody get them a job."
Yes.
And then you're like, "Yo, damn, that's not a nice comment." But again, you're not the kind of person to just take one nasty comment and then it defines you. You've been through real things that are worse. You know, what's one little social media comment? So I love that. I think that's amazing. Before we have to go, because I hate doing these interviews that are so nice and passionate and we get involved in, we end up going so off script. We haven't even spoken about your new song. Like, the reason why you're here is to tell us about your music. Here we are spending the whole hour just talking about life and real things. Let's talk a bit about the music, because that's obviously an important part right now, where you are in your career. Oksalayo is the new single, right? And it's not just a single. It's also almost like an ode, like a dedication to Freddy Kwala, right? Now, and apparently the reason why you want to do this is because you want to give him his flowers, now, because everybody is like not doing that. So talk us through the song. I know there's like some 1980s log drums. It's like an interesting concept and theme. Talk us through the song. Also, perfect time of year, because obviously December, boss, people are getting ready to party. So tell us more about the track.
Actually, Masahamba siyama showing, we usually play all music, like Abo Soul Brothers, Shinom Tekha, Freddy Kwala. So we were driving to Durban and basically album yaga Freddy Kwala. Then when listening to the album, there was this song Matiriso. There was a hook lapayana, a melody. I'm like, yo, I love this melody, but if it's ngayenza see change ngikhathe lo song ngibuyise kanje, it would be nice, and change the words as well. Then that was last year December. And after ngqeda ukuyibhala ngasho ngathi this is going to be ingoma festive 2023. And that was 2022.
Hectic.
And I've dropped another single early this year, but I'm like, benga drop. And haven't only recorded it, I think on the 3rd of August. So after recording the song, like, it must be something different, something unique, like a fresh sound. Did the song with my boy King Short and DJ Active, my producer.
Shout out DJ Active.
Then after doing the song, I'm like, guys, I think it would be nice if we could add Ubab Freddy Kwala.
It's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do. I don't know some Tola Gopi, but we will. I just prayed about it. Minage, like I'm very powerful in terms of prayer. I pray.
I can feel it.
Like the little thing, and I believe uNkulunkulu uzoyenza ngaleso sikhathi,
Sure.
Prayed with ngimthole and ngamthola vele. We approached him, and funny enough, when he approached him, there are already people that sent him. These boys are inspired by you, Then Maskuluma naye, he was like, I love the fact that you guys made an effort to come to me, because usually once ingoma bayibona ukuthi nabantu abayithandayo abantu like whoever's did that song, they just disappear and make money. But the fact that the song was inspired by me, by my song, and you guys like approached me, young told you made the effort. So should say yazi ngikhulumane kahle kahle time, it's not just ukuthi sizocela ibusiso, but we'd love for you to be part of the song and have your own verse. So I'm like, serious, my fun.
That's great.
Yeah, we took him to studio. He recorded his verse fast, and he loved the song. We did everything like proper. And I remember when we first announced that Freddy Kwala simtholile, people went crazy. They're like, thank you for giving him his flowers while he's still alive, because of I think the South African industry haven't acknowledged his work. And baning abantu abakhule ngomusic wakhe. Spanning, and it's just a dream come true, ukuthi, for me now, especially ukuthi, I used to listen to his song, and I have a song featuring our legendary Freddy Kwala. Like, think about it.
Amazing.
And I used to sing his songs. I say and manje, I have a song, and the song is doing so great. We just dropped the music video today.
Amazing.
And the song is on like 600K views now.
Okay, flex.
Yeah, it's doing well on the streams. And
I love that. That kind of sounds like a bucket list, type achievement for you. Like things I want to do. Make a song, no about Freddy Kuala. Done. Tick that off. That is very exciting. So musically, is there an album on the way? Like, what are you working on? Is there anything that we can look forward to and expect as your fans? Can you like give us a little bit of a little hint? What's next?
No, I think manje abantu. I think I've been cooking enough. I think it's time for me to dish up. And it's time for me to dish up. End of November, definitely dropping an album.
Lovely.
And I love the fact that abantu bami that ask for it, manje sesiyacela, we're begging you, because now they understand the type of music, type of sound that I've been doing for all these years. They understand. Good, okay. Lindo umuzwa nice sound yakhe, and it takes time for an artist to find yourself as
of course.
Okay, this is my sound. I'm comfortable here. That's why you'll find umuntu nini nisha hip hop, nini nisha ini, but akakayazi like yes, okay, yini sound yami when I deliver when I dish up for my fans, ngibaphakela in.
Sure.
Do you understand? Because there are people that will love you for your sound, and then once you move to a different genre now. Manje funa ukuthola abanye abantu abazo. Do you understand? So I think now it's time for me to dish up, and the food is ready.
And I can tell you one thing: we are hungry, sir. We are hungry. In fact, we've been starving. So do the right thing. Put us on. I think we're looking forward to that, and just hearing listen, getting ready to hear really like where you are musically, like the evolution of your sound and your style and all of that. As you grow, we grow with you as your audience. True. You know what I mean? So it's exciting times ahead. So if I'm listening for the first time, if someone's out there and they're saying, who is this amazing guy? How come I've never heard of him? Where can they find you on social media? Where can we see you performing? Like, if we want to stalk you, how do we go about doing that?
I'm going on Instagram. It's Lindo_RSA. TikTok, Lindo_RSA. Facebook, Lindo_RSA. All platforms. And for bookings, call email lapana, click on your email, book any festive. Yo, I'm a kiki, yo. Like it's crazy with Lengoma. It's a richer, even like your Uganda, your Nigeria, your Swaziland, Botswana. Namibia, Kenya, Cameroon.
Wow.
Last week on Saturday we said Swaziland. The reception was so amazing. Like people loved the song. It's like Ankonuglala. I think about it like every time.
Amazing.
It's just it's God's work.
It is. You've got the gift, my boy. You've got the gift. It almost sounds like whatever you touch turns into gold, whether it's soccer, dance, music, acting. I mean, we didn't even touch on the fact that you just did the Mendoza.
And Lapayana, I was a choreographer for the life of Mendoza and also playing a character general. So bengishanga ma payslip awuthu bengingwazi.
Flex. Your levels.
Bengingwazi lapha ya. Ngifike complaining ngithi alenye imali ayikangeni. Kuthiwa lenye ingeni la lenye ingeni.
You drink too much. Oh man, I love it. Lindo, thank you so much, dude. It was nice to, get to know you on a personal level, dude, and really just like find out what your story is, who you are, and really like in your heart, what makes you who you are. And I know for sure, after like sitting here with you for the past hour, I can confidently say you're someone I'm going to be watching. Like, I know you're going to do great things, and everywhere you go, Nje, uzoshine.
Thank you.
You know
so
that,
much.
like, as God's children, that's the gift that we are blessed with.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to you. Onwards and up. Oxalayo is the new track. Make sure at home, if you're listening or watching, go check it out. Go support him. He is all over social media at Lindo. That's LINDOUGH.
Yes.
_RSA. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Life with Lebang. We do this every single week on cliffcentral.com. So don't go anywhere. Live your life. Enjoy. Be good. Be nice. Go out there and be kind to other people. I always say this every week. Like, don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy. You know what I'm saying? Be the good guy, because everybody likes the good guy. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Only on cliffcentral.com. Love and light. We're going to cry, laugh, and love. And we're going to do it together. The Life with Lebang podcast.